Okay, welcome to Module 4. This week we're going to be looking at the Word Module 2 Project 1, and it's editing and formatting documents. And what we're going to be doing here is changing a research paper. We don't have to write one. We're going to modify one that's already been created for us. So here we have our instructions that you want to download, and then we've got our starter file. So I'm going to click on the starter file. I've already downloaded my instructions. So here in my starter file, the first thing I have to do is enable editing. And then I need to save this with the correct format for the class. I'm going to do File, then Save As. I'm going to change this to Word Project 2, Module 2, Project 1 Sessions. Save. I already have one with that name, so I'm just going to replace that file. And now I'm ready to look at step number 1. When you're reading the instructions, make sure you read the whole thing. For this one, the very last sentence is where it tells you what you need to do, which is change the citations and bibliography style to MLA. And where we do that is on the References tab. And here in the Citations and Bibliography, we have our style. If we click on this little down arrow, you'll see there's lots of different styles to choose from. This just has to do with the way your paper is set up. Is it single space, double space, what the citation and bibliography sections look like. What we want for this assignment is the MLA style. So we're going to select MLA. I'm going to click back on my Home tab. That's all we have to do to change the style. For step 2, we want to modify the first body paragraph, the rising popularity. So that's right here. And you can select the whole paragraph, or you can just put your insertion point in the paragraph. Either way will work. We're going to change it to Times New Roman. So up here is our font. We're going to come down here. It's in alphabetical order. Come down to the T's and find Times New Roman. We want to change the font size to 12 point. Yours might already be at 12 point, and that's fine. Just want to change it to 12 point. And we want to change the line spacing. So right over here in our paragraph settings button, we're going to click on that. And here's our line spacing. We're going to change this to double. And we want no blank space after the paragraph. So right now there'd be a little bit of a space after the paragraph. We want to change that to 0. So we make a double and 0 and then say OK. So you can see how our document looks different. The paragraphs are different now. So we want to update the style. You can see up here on our ribbon we have in a Home tab, we've got styles. We've got a normal style. We want to tell Word that anytime something is set to the normal style, we want it to look just like this first paragraph. So to do that, we're going to click on this little dialog box launcher at the corner of our style section. Come over here to normal. We're going to click on this little down arrow by normal, and we're going to update normal to match the selection. I already have that first paragraph selected, so I'm going to update normal to match the selection. And you can see, I'm going to close this little dialog box here, my entire document is now double spaced. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and save. So I made some changes. Okay, so if your document did not update automatically, go ahead and just go into each paragraph, select it, and then select normal up to the works cited, because you want to make sure the updated normal style is in the first 4 paragraphs of your document. Okay, so now we're ready for number 5. We're going to insert a right aligned header with Sanchez as the header text. So to do that, we're going to come up here to insert, and we're going to come over here to the right, and here's header. So, and we want the right align, so it's that. Let's get the right one. And scroll down here. And let's see. Get the right one for you here. So you want it right aligned. So let's go ahead and select this first one here. Now we're going to come up to the Home tab and we're going to make it right aligned. So we're just going to click on the right aligned here. And we want this to say Sanchez. And we want to follow that with the plain page number. So we're going to come up here to the header and footer tools and select design. And we're going to come over here to add page numbers over here on the left. And we just want to add a plain page number at our current position. So we're going to go current position, plain number. That's how simple it is. Now the next one's going to have number 2 on it. You can't just type a number 1 in. And then we're going to close our header and footer. So you can see we have Sanchez 1 on the first page, Sanchez 2 on the second page. So that is inserting our header. Okay, now we want to create a first line indent of 1/2 inch for all the body paragraphs beginning with the rising popularity. So up here, we just want to make this, do a first line indent. So we're going to come here to paragraph. And here's our special. And there's first line. And it's just going to move that over a 1/4 inch, or a 1/2 inch, sorry. We're going to say OK. And then we just need to do that on each one. There's different ways that you can change this. Just want to make sure that that's on each of our little paragraphs here. Could have also added this to our normal. If we come up here to normal and go to style and do a modification, come down here to format and our paragraph, and we can change the first line indent that way as well. And then say OK. So you can do it both ways. You can do it one paragraph at a time, if that's what you're more comfortable with, or you can go up and you can modify that normal style to 1/2 inch. Okay, now on page 2, before the period in the sentence in addition. So let's find that first. Okay, in addition, technology companies. So I'm going to read through here, find where it's at, right here. Second paragraph on page 2. Before the period in this sentence. So we're going to move our insertion point to where it's right in between the S and the period. We're going to insert a citation. Now, a citation is where we tell our reader where we got our information at. If you quote something, if you state a fact, then you need to tell the reader where you got that information from. Microsoft Word makes that real easy for us. We're going to come up here to references, and right here is insert citation. And I've already got some other ones in here. Turn my instructions over here. I'm going to go ahead and add a new source down here. And just need to fill out each one of these according to the information in your instructions. I'm going to come down here to website. The author is Hart Dan. need to make sure you spell this correctly. If you misspell something or you don't use capital letters, you're going to get counted off. So text goes Hollywood. 2020 in July, and I'm just getting this information straight from our textbooks. Now, of course, we didn't access this in 2021, but this is what it's asking us to put in here. And the medium just means what type of document is it. And this is a website. And then we're going to say OK. And you can see it puts heart down here after or before the period comes in. Okay, so that was number 7. Number 8, we want to insert a citation to the existing Pew Research Center before the period at the end of the sentence, a common complaint from customers. So we're going to come here, and here we see a common complaint from customers. And we're going to come down here and put our insertion point in between the D and the period. And we're going to insert a citation. So we're going to click up Insert Citation. And we want to use one that's already in here, the Pew Research Center. What's really cool about using Word for your citations is that once you put a source in, you don't have to retype it. You can just select it, and it's going to automatically put it in there for you. So now in the same paragraph, before the period at the end of the sentence, furthermore, customers fill. So it's right here. In between the T and the period, we're going to put our insertion point. We're going to insert a new citation. So we're going to come here and put Insert Citation, Add New Source, and I'm going to put the information in from our assignment. This is article in a periodical, and the author is Park J. I'm just going to put it in here. Again, make sure that you spell everything correctly. You can just hit your Tab key to move from space to space there. And we're going to say OK. When we're creating our research papers, we always want our works cited page to be at the top of a new page. So we want to put in a manual page break. We don't just want to hit the enter key to get it moved down. We want to insert a manual page break. So you can do a keyboard shortcut, which is where you use a combination of your keyboard keys, or we can come up here to insert and page break. And now works cited is going to be at the top of page 3. Now if I go to Home tab and I click on the Show Hide to see what's going on in the background, you can see I see page break here. If I look at your document and I just see where you've hit the enter key all the way down, you're going to get counted off. So make sure you put in that what's referred to as a manual page break. So in our paragraph at the end of our document, we want to insert a bibliography command to insert a list of our sources without a built-in heading. So if we come up here to our references, right over here we have bibliography. And we've got some that are built in, but see they all have headings. The little blue text is headings. We just want to insert bibliography. So all of the documents that we've quoted from in our paper, those citations are going to be listed here in the correct MLA format. So I don't have to do anything else to this except click on that. Now, We do want to edit our Elwood source. So we can come down here, find our Elwood. So I'm going to come up here to our citation. And Elwood, I can select it. It's not going to let me do it that way. Oh, manage sources, sorry. Come up here to my manage sources, and I'm going to select I'm going to find Elwood here. And then I'm going to edit. So now I can come in here and I can edit our source. And we want to put Amy's not her first name. Her actual first name is Alicia. So we're going to change her first name to Alicia. And click OK. And then close. Now we're going to come down here and on bibliography, we need to update this now. So we're going to right click on it and update field, and now it updated it to Alicia. So I right clicked in the works cited area and then updated the field to get that Alicia to come out. And that is how you're going to be doing the document. I'm going to come up here and save it. Now I'm ready to go back to Blackboard and submit this document for grading.